Hey, great day, everyone. Welcome to the Build a Life First business. Let's ditch the grind and become aligned. Someone told me in my Instagram feed yesterday that your girl still got bars. So, what we are going to be doing today, I'm going to share a few slides with y'all. And then, of course, your girl's going to share a big announcement. The fourth quarter is always like a super big party to me because we are double dipping as business owners, entrepreneurs. We are wrapping up our year and then we are beginning a new one. And so, without further ado, go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat box while I go ahead and get started. Let us know exactly where you are from, state and or country or city, if you want to go ahead and rep that, because I know California and New York, we're going at it right now. But nevertheless, we are not here about that. We are here about building a life first business. All right. So clearly, I'm excited. All right. So quick announcement. If you're watching over here on Instagram and you want to see the slides just a little bigger, you may want to just head over to Dr. TK on YouTube and click on the live stream tab. All right. So let me make sure everything is lined up so I can physically see y'all. Okay. All right, team, go ahead and put where people come calling in from. Look, like we on the radio calling in from. You already see what kind of even this going to be. All right. So let's, oh, duh. I ain't even sharing my screen. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. What up, Dr. Warren? All right, so these are the 5 things that we're going to cover today. Clearly, the last one is going to be the October surprise. So we are going to cover, because I couldn't leave y'all with like not informing you, right? So we're going to talk about the season of your life in terms of your business and your future. We're going to talk about limiting beliefs in your business growth. And what I want y'all to do is really think about where you are and where you want to be at the beginning of next year, and then more importantly, at the end of next year and beyond. We're going to talk about our favorite phrase that we just throwing around here like hotcakes: burnout versus abundance. Of course, your girl love acronyms, and so I'm going to share with you my acronym, AKA the framework of tonight, called TIME. And then I'll also have another acronym for the word life, go figure. So we're going to talk about how do you build a life first business model. And then I will be sharing the information about the October surprise. Okay. So number 1 is let's talk about seasons of your business. So, we all know, quote unquote, air quotes, that we are living in challenging times. It doesn't matter where you live at. This is a doozy of a time of year even, but we won't talk about that. But also it is just, what is it? The 3rd year of the I word that ends with an N, you know what I'm saying? And so it just feels like for some of y'all, you can't get a break. Put a 1 in the comment box. Y'all know I love y'all to talk back to me. Put a 1 in the comment box if you have felt at any point this year like, well, dang, can I just get a break? You know what I'm saying? Like I take 10 steps forward, I take 1 step forward, then I take 10 steps back, or I take 10 steps forward, but I just got knocked to hell and back. You know what I'm saying? And this is for personal and or business. Okay. So right now, I know that for some, you may feel like there's a whole lot of things or areas that are out of your control. I know I'm not the only one that feel that way, right? I know that also we are burning out as entrepreneurs before you even grow. Now that is a word right there. Let me say that again. We are burning out even before you hit your success threshold for growth, let alone scale. Okay. So here's the truth about seasons in your business. Because we may believe that certain things are out of our control, there are actually still many of things that are within our control. The question is, where is your focus? Because your focus should be on what is in your control. So for example, this is an example that my students have heard before. Mostly in our private practice program. Over time, we have had a fluctuation of people showing up for live calls. It's not mandatory, but I mean, if you invested in live coaching, I would hope that at least you watch the replay or ask your question, right? Get some support. And so I've tried to figure out what's going on to meet them where they were. Everybody has different schedules, etc. So at some point, I realized with my team, for business structure purposes, that I cannot continue to over focus on the people who are not showing up. And I really need to make a big deal out of the people that are showing up, right? So it doesn't mean that we neglect other people, but where is your attention? Is your attention on, if you do digital products, is your attention on the 1 person who bought your ebook for $10? Or is it on the 100 people that went to your page and didn't buy your digital product? right? Really check your energy. All right. Number two is your belief system, what we call in the mental health field limiting beliefs. So it is time to let go of the beliefs that keep you stuck and burned out. So, in terms of mindset, when we're going to go into life first and then business, it is time for you to ditch the grind and become aligned. Now, I have my own definition of grind. Back in the day, I used to say I'm hustling and grinding because it was team no sleep, hashtag team no sleep, right? That's not my grind at 44. Like your girl need at least five minimum to function, right? And I mean five straight. So I'm no longer in a season, and then some of y'all may not be here yet, right? But I've been burnt out to the core in my mental health business, in my consultation business, training business, in my digital product business. Your girl has been burnt. And what's crazy is when I look back at it, most of the time, most, not all, I have been burnt by myself. Put a one in the comment box if you've been burnt by yourself. What does this mean? This means that you keep saying yes to filling up your calendar. But let me not get ahead of myself because I'm going to discuss that in a minute. So, what grew your life and business last month, just so you know, we on the same page. If you ain't checked out AI and technology at this point, whatever was growing your business last month, odds are ain't even enough right now. And I know that you may feel like you're on a hamster wheel. I get it. And that burns us out as well. Okay. So some of you might feel like you're already doing this, but here's the question, and I'm still going to pose it. Does your calendar reflect the life that you want? Or are you just fitting life around your business? I always like to do a graphic with my hand. One of my mentors actually exposed me to this like philosophy, and then I just hit the ground running with it and made just a whole big deal out of it. So he had shared it with us to reflect on, was there ever a time, because when we met him, most of us were wanting to have our life be extra big and that our business went inside of it. But when we start entrepreneurship, most of the time it's just like, oh, they invited me to this, say yes. They said they were going to pay me, say yes. And so all of a sudden, when you look up, even though you might be getting paid and it might be getting paid well, you may realize that you're being swallowed and trumped on and stumped on by your business. And now you're sitting here saying no to life. You're saying, and when I say no to life, I mean like you're too tired to go and have fun. You're too tired for your own freaking kids. You're too burnt out to like go get a massage, right? And so does your calendar reflect the life that you want? Put a yes or a no in the comment box. Put a Y for yes, a N for no. Or are you just fitting life wherever it could fit in because you ain't got no room on your schedule, right? So let's talk about time, the acronym TIME, okay? So T is for tune into your needs. This is y'all mental health homework right now. You ain't got to be a therapist to be watching this. You don't even have to be a therapist for the October surprise. But nevertheless, this is all psychoeducation here, right? So I'm a psychologist. So T is for tuning into your feelings. So these are some things you can reflect on, and feel free to watch this as a replay on YouTube if you need it for another class. So do you check in with yourself regularly? Like, am I doing okay? Do I need to take a step back and take a break? Right? Or maybe I'm not doing enough. What do you truly need right now? Because sometimes we look at, and I know I do this bad, like I compare myself to even what my business or myself was like a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And sometimes I'm like, well, I had the grind and the hustle, you know what I'm saying, back then. So why am I showing up like this now? Well, Takesha, you're no longer 28. You just didn't graduate from your doctoral program at 29, right? You ain't got all the energy in the world to be going out with your friends to 3 o'clock in the morning. You're 44, girl. You got a 6-year-old and a 13-year-old at home. Like, get it together, right? So what do you truly need right now in this season of your life and business and where you're going? And then remember that abundance begins by tuning in and honoring what matters the most to you right now, not what mattered to the old version of you. The I in time is intentionally schedule your life first. So one of my friends had actually asked this when we were boxing back and forth, because that's how we keep in contact. And she said, I heard that you said life first. What does that mean? And I'm like, oh, this is what I did recently, which is why all of these blessings, some of y'all saw my story yesterday on Instagram. After I posted that, I got like 2 more blessings. I'm not going to share everything that I've manifested probably until December, when everything is not wrapped up, but when everything is set in stone. But this is how I describe it to my friend. Do you set aside time on your calendar for life priorities? For example, before I put in any coaching calls for 2025, before I put in any launches, I'm going to put in, Are there any weekends we want to go to Disney? Okay, because your girl love Disney. Okay, Disneyland in California. Is there any time of the month that I will prefer to get my massage at least the first 3 months of the year or the next 60 days? What kind of hobbies do I want to do? Do I want to go and hang out with my friends? Okay, well, let me hit them up before I start scheduling this business stuff. Why? Because when you start building a profitable business, and don't let it take off, like me and I quantum leaps out of nowhere in 2020, I couldn't handle the growth, to be fully transparent, right? Like it was too much at one time. I mean, we thrived for years, but it was still more than I anticipated. And what I found is that my life was taking a back seat to my business. So I put on my calendar like hobbies before my business commitments first. Remember, life comes first. When we intentionally make space for life, you will find that business actually flows a lot better. Why is that? Because you show up better. Okay. M is for making room and being flexible. I learned this in my pre-doc internship, which for those of you who are not a therapist, for a doctoral program, we have to collect 1,500 plus hours in the state of California before we graduate. And I remember working for LA County, and one of my supervisors said, if you can learn the word flexibility, and you can be flexible with whatever comes your way at this internship for these 12 months, you will be able to work from anywhere and deal with anything. I kid you not. After that year, I ain't gonna say it was, not hard, but I have become a lot more adaptable, right? So building a life first business means staying open to change and adjusting as needed. Don't get in a funk when something doesn't work out the way that you originally planned it. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to just strap on your seatbelt anyway for that. Flexibility isn't a weakness. It is actually a strength that keeps you aligned and thriving. When you learn how to flow through the motions, you will actually be a lot more successful in entrepreneurship. Put a 1 in the comment box if you fully agree with what I've shared so far. Right now, the E in time is embracing an abundance mindset. So I want you to learn how to believe that there is enough time and opportunity for all that matters to you. You have to know that, yeah, everybody got the same 24 hours, but maybe if you practice like some time management, some efficiency, time blocking, and honestly, just going after what you truly want versus trying to talk yourself out of what you want because of various reasons, you will find yourself being a lot more happier. So start embracing abundance allows us to work from a place of prosperity, right? Rather than pressure and scarcity, like, oh my God, I got to do this because it ain't gonna be enough. Oh my God, I got to do this launch because my money about to run out. Like, why don't you serve your people because you want to versus your money about to run out, right? So who's running your calendar? Look at your calendar when we're done tonight and ask yourself, am I running my calendar or is it running me? It's not a flex to have zero spaces on yourself for your calendar. So some people may flex to be like, I can't come to, this or this live event online, this workshop or whatever, because like my calendar is full. Well, is your calendar full with things that are going to pay you or take care of you? Bars, right? So let's redefine what success for you and your business actually looks like. Okay. So now let's move into the third category, life, because we got to focus on our life first to show up for our business. So the L is listen to your needs. So when was the last time you checked in with yourself to make sure that you were happy, that you were on the right path, that you even feel aligned, or are you feeling pressured to do something that you were doing last month or last year? Understanding what you need physically, y'all, mentally, spiritually, emotionally builds a strong foundation for you as a CEO of a company and a CEO of your life and your household. Prioritize yourself first to show up fully for your clients and your business. What do we talk about in the spiritual world or even the healing world, right? The cup. I got a Starbucks cup right here, right? And so my cup right now is almost half empty. I should not, if this were my life, I should not be pouring into other people when my cup ain't even overflowing. See, some of y'all wait till the cup get full and be like, okay, I'm gonna go and pour. Well, damn, now you still to half a cup. Why don't you go for anything in your life and in your business that's gonna help your cup overflow? So that way, when you give to other people, you're not depleting yourself. Put a 1 in the chat box if you definitely agree with that. Okay. The I is invest in yourself and your business. There's not an or, there's an and. Some of y'all invest in yourself. Ladies, you get your hair done, you get your nails done. Guys, you go get the grooming, you know what I'm saying? And then like, oh wait, there's not enough room for my business. Some of you go so hard in your business with investments that you forget about yourself. It's an and. So prioritize your self-care because it is a direct investment in your business, especially if you are the CEO, that's the visionary, or you're the brand of your business. Mental health providers, if you're a healer, if you're a coach, you automatically are the face of the brand of your business. So you have to have it together, right? When you're rested and recharged, you have the energy, you can tap into your creativity, and you can have a higher level of bounce back, also known as resilience, because you can thrive as a leader and as a business owner when you practice both investing in yourself and your business. The F is for focusing on boundaries. Now, some of y'all probably need a whole workshop on this for like 12 weeks. So setting boundaries around your time and energy will ensure you're not spread too thin. You should always be checking in with yourself. Clear boundaries allow you to show up with purpose and productivity, making your business more sustainable and more efficient. Now, listen, you can have a 9 to 5 job and have a side hustle. Whatever your situation is, or maybe you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to glow up or grow up your business, or maybe you've already grown it and you're plateaued at the, scale level, right? The question is, do you or have you created boundaries to take some time to reflect and sit back? So I see MW Footnot said, this is helpful information as I'm building my caseload for my private practice. This applies to any industry, y'all, any industry. Okay. Now, the E lastly is empower your vision. So build a life that reflects your vision, your dreams, and your values. And this is why I tell our clients when they do their vision plan, you should be reviewing that vision plan, honestly, every single quarter. You should not be only doing it at the beginning of the program and then you have no idea what you put in it 6 months ago. Your vision dictates if you're walking in alignment with what you say that you wanted. Do you need to revise your mission? Matter of fact, for some of y'all who are not in our programs, do you even have a mission written down for your business? Do you have a vision written down for your business? And do you have a mission and a vision for your life? Okay. So when you empower yourself to pursue a balanced, I call it integrated, purposeful, driven life, your business will automatically, naturally, organically align with that abundance mindset, which innately fuels lasting growth and success. So ultimately, what I'm saying here is if you go after what you want and you do it more in a relentless level based on your energy level, you will probably see results a lot faster than you overthinking to get started. Okay, so that concludes my 4 main points. Now let's move on to the October surprise. On a scale of 1 to 10, how did y'all like that mindset shake? You know what I'm saying? 10 is, girl, you gave me that fire this evening. You feel me? And then 1 is, I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? But let me know how y'all feeling. Y'all feeling fired up? Because I'm feeling fired up. I'm super juiced, right? So you came here tonight or this evening, if you're on the West Coast, for what I call the life first business model. We call it the ditch the grind, become aligned. If I had on some shoes, I'd be, dancing or something. All right. So let's bring it on home. The 2024 shift. Okay. So like I said, we all know this year has been challenging. Okay. For some, not necessarily all, but specifically for those of you in the digital product space, specifically in coaching and an online business, there has been up to talking to my friend, a 40 to 50% just industry shift and honestly downfall in the revenue. Oh my goodness. So the industry faced an all-time high obstacle with many business owners struggling to keep up. But this, I believe, is across the board. Why? At least from our community, we have found that a lot of people are they have been burned because either they didn't do their homework with what they invested in or somebody bamboozled them. It could happen on both ways, right? But also people are just scared to invest in themselves. And that always hurts my soul because I'm like, dang, that's going to stunt your growth. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody messed up. So I felt it too this year. You ain't like the only one. If you've caught some of my longer videos on YouTube, you know I've been pulling back the curtain a little bit at a time, just a little bit more, right? So I tried to plan the business first at one point in my CEO-ness recently, but things just honestly were not working. I actually did this 2 weeks ago before I decided to even make this announcement. And for the life of me, I had a headache. I had to shut down my laptop because I was like, the things that I want to do aren't working out. And then I sat down and I realized that I was trying to plan the business first and not my life first. And it's not like it's always been that way, but sometimes I get in my head just like anybody else, and I'll just focus on launches, calendar, SOPs, right? So I went back and I looked at what I do best and what I know that's best for my life, which is prioritizing me, my family, and being happy with my life. Because if I'm not happy with my life, I'm not going to show up as the best psychologist, mom, wife, industry leader, and things like that. So when I began putting my needs and my family's schedule first, such as not limited to travel, quality time, rest, date nights with my husband, right? When I put all those things first, everything did start to fall in place. And I often, when this happens, I'll be like, oh my gosh, like, why did I overthink and give myself a headache for nothing, right? I've also experienced, like I said, burnout firsthand as a psychologist, a wife, a mom, a bonus mom, a business owner. We wear so many hats, y'all. Some of y'all are burnt out by 12 o'clock noon. Okay. So I realize it's not a question. Pay attention to this. It's not a question of if burnout will happen. It's a question of when. Gary Vee talked about this recently. And he said, people are talking about burnout, but honestly, people are having micro burnouts throughout the whole year, but you're not recognizing it because you're not slowing down to get still. So then it feels like the volcano erupts when all of a sudden it becomes uncontrollable. So the key is having a strategy to bounce back and honestly to just be hyper aware of what's happening with you. And this became my go-to motto of we got to put life first. This is what we're moving into with 2025. Okay. So are y'all ready? Right. So put one of y'all ready for the October surprise. Some of y'all already know it. Some of y'all probably guessed it, but I'm gonna go ahead and announce it. So I want to invite you, or I clearly invited you tonight, to experience something that will help you align your life and your business in a way that helps you thrive. Right. And I'm super ready. So I'm gonna see if the sound works. If not, just pay attention to the screen real quick. Okay. Okay. So before I give y'all a little slide, right? This is how I came to this conclusion in the last, I think, 4 weeks, team. A lot of stuff has been happening in 4 weeks. No lie. So I got still because I was getting frustrated. And for those of y'all who've been around me, I say the word download, which means that I'm talking to God, right? And I received the download in so many words that said, do what you do best. Girl, you better have fun. I feel like that's how we be talking to each other, right? I also had to take on the mentality, and some of y'all need to do this. You need to divorce inflation, meaning you are using inflation to not do stuff and to make moves. I had to divorce inflation. I wanted to open up something for those who only wanted it. So I'm still being clear about like, if you don't want to be abundant, I'm probably not the circle for you. And that's perfectly fine, right? But I also heard him say, you need to use your gift. You let it go a little dormant this year in some areas, but you playing, girl. I got so many things to make your cup overflow, but you're playing. It's right here waiting. And that's why I believe when I heard this message and I started taking action about 4 weeks ago, all of a sudden, I told my husband yesterday, I said, when it rains, it pours. And he said, it's something bad. I said, I don't use that when it's lack. I use it when it's abundance. Okay. So when he said all this to me and I said, bet, he said, if you do exactly what you're supposed to do, because my spiritual prayer was focused on show me what you need me to do to be aligned with my gift. And I will say that every morning on my walk and talk prayer to the gym. Right. So he said, I will take care of the rest. That's what he said. I will take care of the rest. All right. All right. Y'all got it? Who want to meet me in New York in 2025? Put a 1 in the comment box if y'all like, girl, can you play that again? Yep. Y'all know what this means? I was asleep for about a year. Okay. So, East Coast, y'all been asking me to come back. We've been rocking Vegas. But my son said, can I go to New York? And I said, well, sure. Right. But listen, it's not the Therapist Deserve Abundance Conference. It is the Life First Business Conference. So you can invite your people. I'm inviting my cousins upstairs. They ain't no therapists. Right? Life First Business Conference. Okay. So this is what's going down in New York 2025. I'll also share with you when tickets go on sale because they're going on sale real fast. Okay. But I'm gonna see you there. All right. So here are the details. There are very limited spots. Okay. We ain't doing no Staples Center in LA. Okay. There are very limited spots. Now, the early bird, and I'll explain what that means, tickets go on sale Friday, like in 2 days, November 1st, 2024 at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 a.m. New York, East Coast, wherever y'all at. Okay. Um, VIP, the people who registered for this event. So, disclaimer, if you are watching it on YouTube and not the live stream with the link, if you are watching this on Instagram, it's very imperative that if you're on Instagram, you go click the link in my bio and register for the Life First business like workshop so that at least your name can be added. You need to do that tonight. Okay. Our students who are in DTA, AMA, Align Marketing Academy for Digital Products, Elite Coaching Mastermind, current new clients, woo woo, for cohort 2025, and our alumni. If you're still on our email list, you will automatically get an email, as long as you're still on our list, on Friday morning first. Whoever registered for this, well, I didn't realize, I just saw we missed you, but I just realized who name just popped up. Come on through New Jersey. All right, so I missed y'all too. So, oh, I'm about to cry. All right, so whoever's registered for the live stream, because our team is going to export the list on late Thursday night and again on early Friday morning before we send out this email. So let me repeat. Whoever is registered for this current live stream in YouTube, you have to click the link in the description box. So when this ends, don't get off right now. When this ends, go to the description box and there's a link to officially register. It'll look like you're registering for the replay. That's okay. It just registers your name, y'all. Okay. So live stream, DTA, AMA, and ECM clients, you will get an email before everybody else. Everybody else will get an email around 12 or 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is basically in the afternoon. Details, it is a 2-day event. Who is it for? You have to look at what you do in your business. I will always have a space for therapists. We are expanding it to coaches or whoever is in coaching. Now, social workers also come on in. Also healers. Now, healers, this is where it gets a little wide open. If you have a service and you want to focus on, I want to put my life first, but I'm giving to others. If you a teacher, to me, you a healer of academia, right? So I'm leaving it wide open for y'all also to bring your other friends, because sometimes we don't glow up together because we're doing it by yourself. Now, a little disclaimer for our current clients in all of these programs, DTA, AMA, and ECM, you're going to get an email tomorrow giving you some additional information about what we have in store for our clients. So when I send out an email tomorrow, don't not open it, okay, for this event, okay? All right, the investment. I know y'all waiting. Y'all like, she gonna leave us hanging like that? No. So let me just say this. If you have this word that popped up in your head, how much does it cost? The word cost. You are already in a lack mindset. Well, why is that? Stuff costs? No, it doesn't. This is an investment. When you think about the word cost, something that costs money, like your light bill, it don't come back. But when you make an investment, that means you're putting in something that will come back. You have an ROI. Every event we have got an ROI. You better believe that, right? So this is a business event, which also means you should be talking to your tax person, because you better save your receipt. When you register, save your receipt. Buy it this year. It counts for this tax year, right? You clearly will be able to connect with other Life First business owners. And also, we're focused on not just Life First, but of course, your girl gonna talk about business growth, money, fast execution, and different streams of income, right? So here's the question that I want you to think about before I share with you the investment. What would December 31st, 2025 look like if you were still in the same place you are right now? What does your mindset look like? Because that's what you're going to look like next year if you stay exactly where you are. What is your money going to look like? Will it even go lower? What will your community look like? Will you be by yourself? And will your business grow? Potentially. I don't know. Maybe it'll take a little longer because you're doing it by yourself. Okay. So most of y'all know how we get down with live events, especially with the content that we provide along with the experience. So it's not going to be a VIP experience, the $2,000 plus. We did a scholarship this year for some, and some people got approved, but it's not going to be even for $1,111 because we've also had a conference where people have paid $1,111. It's also not going to be the typical $997, but I'm also showing you how the price increase is going to go up over time. That's why I'm sharing this a little early. Okay. Now, last year, our early bird was $797. That was our early bird. We capped out at $1,111 last year for people who bought the ticket in 2022 for Vegas, like a month or two before the event. So y'all ready for this? It's not $797 either, because I had that big download. And one of the downloads he gave me is the value plus what I'm going to put it up for investment. So I'm going to ask you, can you get to the event in New York, Manhattan area? We'll release the address mid-November. Okay. But y'all know who know me. It'll be in the same venue that we're usually in Manhattan off Fifth Avenue. You're going to have the ability to connect with other entrepreneurs during the event. You're going to be able to have fun. You're going to be able to think about putting your life first. And honestly, you're going to be abundant just because you signed up, right? So the investment, to me, is a no-brainer for those of you who came to our events and what you were able to do after. This is, I don't even know how to explain it, but like, this is the number that came to me through prayer. $497. $497 for our ECM 2025 students. Y'all already know the deal. Just be there. Okay. So, yeah, early bird. We do have a pay later option, like a afterpay. So if you choose to do afterpay when tickets go on sale, you can do whatever that is. And then you can go in as low as $44 if you need a little bit more time to pay. We have Klarna, we have Afterpay, we have Google, we have PayPal. Whatever you got, secure your spot. Oh, that wasn't even planned, y'all. Bars, your girl is on a roll. Okay. Your girl is on a roll. All right. So this is the wrap up. We're focused on your life first. Now, for those of you who've done an event with me before, you know we're going to have a Telegram group. And you know I'm probably going to be talking to y'all up until the event at minimum once a month, giving you something to do. Because I need you to walk into that room fully prepared. Exactly. Bars. Right? So we're focused on life first, business and entrepreneurship growth. So again, for my therapists out there, because a lot of y'all are therapists on my list. Most of y'all are therapists on my list. If you got somebody who needs to shift their mindset, I mean, my mama be coming to the event. And it's funny. Let me just tell y'all an insider joke. This lady, she came to Vegas, right? And I had been telling her something around business structure for about 2 to 3 years. It wasn't until our operations manager got on the stage, and actually it happened in LA too. My mom was like, "Oh wait, give me a notepad or something. What's her name?" And I'm like, "Francis." That's my mama's name. I was like, "I've been telling you to do this for how long?" But sometimes you got to hear from someone else. So I'm sure she gonna have a seat to show y'all how big of a deal we go in terms of business and mindset growth. Even the DJ, some of y'all heard this. The first year, the DJ is my cousin because we were on the West Coast. The DJ taking notes on the first year and shared his takeaways. Some of y'all remember that in LA. Then when he came to Vegas, he had a whole branded business with his DJ equipment, right? So we're going to focus on life first, business, entrepreneurship, growth, abundance mindset. Let's talk money. Let's talk wealth. Let's connect. Hey, Dr. Roche is in the house. What up? So if your question is, dang, what if it sells out? First of all, you focus on the selling out, which means you ain't focused on abundance, which means you should be getting your seat ready. You see my face, right? So let me just say this. When it sells out, we might notify you if there is a round two. I don't typically do round twos, okay? But if there is a round two later on in 2025, please don't wait to see what happens. But please note, this early bird will not be in a round two. Like there will not be, oh, let me get the ticket for $497. No. Right? Like this is the download that guy gave me to say, get your people butt in that seat. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So put a 1 in the comment box or put I'm in there if you roll into our Life First Business Conference. And we will be in a venue space. Some of y'all have been to it. Janelle, y'all been to it. We're gonna go to these space that y'all had y'all mastermind like meet up in New York, right? And I'm gonna be making some announcements in Telegram, so you don't want to miss it because your girl like to have a good time in New York. So I might be like, hey, who going to New York on this day? Because maybe before the event or maybe in between of the event. Can y'all meet me here? This is where we going. If y'all want to meet up and have fun, this where we go, right? Like those of y'all who let me just share this with y'all, then I'm gonna wrap up. And if you have any questions, let me know. When we had a CE workshop at this same venue space in August of 2021, and we celebrated Dr. Roche's birthday as well. It was about 20 therapists. And I just had this grand idea that we should go to the escape room. So after everybody bought a ticket to the event, I'm like, all right, I'm going to send out a link and y'all can book y'all escape room so we can all go. So it was, I think, about almost 20 of us that met up at this escape room, you know what I'm saying? And we went the day after a one-day workshop. First of all, we didn't break free. I just want to let y'all know that New York played us because that room was hella hard. But what I'm getting at is I like to connect outside of the connection. Okay. So get your tickets. It's $4.97. I'm going to put my, let's see, for those of you who are watching. So you do want to make sure I do announce stuff on YouTube in the community tab. But if you have any additional questions, you can always DM me at Dr. TK Psych. If you want to know if you're a great fit, please don't just DM me and say, can I go? I don't know. Like read the registration page and make sure that this is the type of thing that you want to focus on into 2025. Because like I said, like I'm gonna be in a Telegram group. And I ain't gonna be in there like my coaching programs, but I'm gonna be in there. Okay. So my husband said, too bad I ain't got no pictures to show. Yes, I do. I can find one. Okay, so let me log on. Y'all want to see pictures of like now? Let me see. I'm gonna show y'all pictures of like the CE workshop. For those of y'all who want to hold on, if you're listening on the audio podcast, I'll probably cut this part out. So let's see. Some of y'all have been there before. Let me put any questions. Question. I wrote summer of 2025. It's July. It's going to be on a Monday and Tuesday. So if you're an entrepreneur, make it happen. That's why I'm also telling you early. So yep, the exact dates. Go ahead and request your time off from your job. All right. The dates are going to be, actually it's right after the 4th of July. So I literally like to double dip. Like, I mean, if you want to go to New York for 4th of July, I don't know if that's your thing. But 4th of July is on a Friday. So you have plenty of time to like hang out with your family like we will. And then we on the plane on Saturday. So it will be July 7th and 8th. July 7th and 8th. Any other questions? Pop them in the box while I get these photos. Okay. So this is, y'all about to see my Dropbox. Okay. Some of y'all have seen these pictures before. I mean, some of them ain't that grand, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna share my screen anyway. So let's see what I can find. Okay. So see, it look a little funky, but like this. So one of the reasons why I like just this space. Oh wait, it's like super tiny. Hold on. It's too big. Hold on. So y'all can't really see it. It's a little funky. So one of the reasons why, if you see the lighting, so for those of you who like to create content, you're going to have like some content fun in this room. I like it because all of their rooms will make sure that we have desk space. Now, as you can see, we get to work. So ain't no, I'm about to be sitting pretty, you know what I'm saying? The whole time. Like we're not doing that. Let me see. Is there a way? Oh, there we go. Okay, y'all can see that better. So let me just make this bigger. I don't know if it's even getting bigger. But anyways, just y'all can see the lighting. So I'll walk y'all through it. So all our rooms are equipped with like good technology. It is included with Wi-Fi because I am going to be having you do things. It's good lighting. We did like the 7 streams of income. We got the dry eraser board. We did hot seats. Y'all see how I was looking? Crazy, right? Like, girl, what you say? Having fun. We did pictures because this was actually a more intimate mastermind. So we've been here with, I think, as many as 20 something entrepreneurs. They have different rooms. So right outside, just to give y'all an idea, is right outside the space is like Fifth Avenue. We are going to break for lunch. And so one of the things that I had a hard time with is, I really love covering everything. But for those of you who've been around, you know that when we cover everything, we have to put everything in the price. So in order for me to keep this at $497, at least for the early bird, we chose a location where we've been there about 3 to 4 times at this point in the last 4 years. So we know the proximity that it's like close to, or at least a 10-minute ride from like Times Square, if you catch a cab or an Uber. It is in the Manhattan area. It's in a clean, nice business neighborhood right next door to Starbucks. So I'll get my Starbucks before I go upstairs. It is protected, meaning you got to show your ID and get a badge before you walk in. You could take an elevator, but everything is on the floor. We'll have like water and snacks and stuff like that, but you can walk right outside. There's like a deli next door. Your girl always get a chopped salad because I ain't trying to fall asleep if I'm sitting down, be real. But you ain't got to worry about that because we ain't about to put you to sleep. And then there, like some of our students walk to food trucks. So what we typically do when we have a live event is we will look up when it gets closer to the event, all of the places that are close within a walkable distance where please do not sit down in no 5-star restaurant trying to sit down for 90 minutes, because that's typically the break, but we tell y'all 75 minutes so y'all can start walking back in 15 minutes so you can be in there for the second half, right? So yes, if you're an ECM 2025 student, just show up, okay? Because you're our VIP clients. If you are DTA Plat, AMA, in this live stream and you're registered, then the tickets go on sale at 6:00 in the morning for y'all. Everybody else who's watching on Instagram or on YouTube or maybe listening to this on my podcast, the tickets will go on sale still on Friday, but just later, because I always like to give VIP admission option for our paid clients, because that's always a bonus that we tell them when they join our program. Okay. But like I said, my Instagram is Dr. TK Psych. If you have additional questions, let me know. And as a reminder, all of our paid clients, you will be getting an email tomorrow with some additional little tips around the live event. But yes, it's for summer 2025. We've gone out there outside of this year. We have gone to New York in July of the summer every single year for the last 4 years. And we prefer it because some of the activities we like to do is just like nice weather. It's not an overcast. It may sprinkle a little bit, but it's not, it ain't also like humid, like extra hot compared to some places. Right. So yeah, so I will see y'all in the conference. For those of you who are in our programs, just check your coaching call schedule for the remaining part of the year. And are y'all excited? Let me know in the chat box. Are y'all excited? Let me check Instagram because Instagram comments don't come up. It looks like everybody who was on Instagram hopped over to YouTube. All right. So if you're listening on the audio podcast, also check out the show notes and it will give you the link to register. All right. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. I know y'all on the East Coast. Oh, DMV, we going up. Every time I go to DC, man, I'm like, I gotta have something out here. So we have clients we've had a client in Philly who caught the train, but we're gonna be there for 2 days though. So they caught the train and just met us in New York, right? So all right, y'all. West Coast people, get your butt over to the East Coast. All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Have a good night. Bye.